Good morning, Mr.
Good
Dipanjan.
morning.
Welcome to the Retail Reboot and Retail 40 Under 40 Awards. So, I have a few questions for you. Shall we start?
Sure.
Okay. So, what are the key consumer behavior shifts driving transformation across the India's retail landscape in 2024?
I think the overall retail landscape has been transforming over the last 10 years, and the last 10 years saw some events that the Indian retail landscape had never seen. One of the biggest ones was the shift from offline retail to online retail to a certain extent. There was a catapult jump during COVID, and that still holds on, which is a good story. Now we are seeing a shift from online retail again into quick commerce. That's again a big change.
On that note, my next question to you would be what role has e commerce or quick commerce played in redefining the way consumers discover the products and purchase them?
I think today's consumer is much more empowered. They have a lot more options. The assortment given to them, those consumers are much more than what they used to be. So typically, they are much more knowledgeable about the products. They research well. They have their reviews, etc., on the app, etc. So it's a very informed purchase that happens. So the consumer behavior has changed in that aspect. Quick commerce has further changed the behavior of wanting something extremely fast. So today, maybe 3 years back, getting something in 3 days was fine. 2 days was great. Today, 10 minutes is bad. Maybe 8 minutes is good. So that's how the consumer behavior is changing.
How do you think that startups view the conglomerates out there, acquiring them, and how do you see these partnerships changing the retail landscape?
I think it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing because startups, as the word suggests, startups are basically innovation centers. Conglomerates or large organizations work in a certain way. Sometimes it's difficult for a large organization or a conglomerate to change or not to change but to adapt to a changing consumer behavior or new technology very rapidly. Startups just come into that. They occupy a certain position in a certain cohort of the entire consumer, and it's a good thing if there is a partnership that happens between the both of them through a merger, acquisition, or something else.
My next question to you would be that with the rise of influencer led markets and brands, how do traditional retailers maintain relevance and engage with the younger, more digital first audience?
I think content has become more and more important. Influencer, basically, as I mentioned, that people like to have an informed decision making process today, and influencers play a very large influencing role in that whole process. So there are people who people follow. There are followers of a certain cult. Brands basically are trying to catch up to that entire Gen Z, which basically make their choice through influencers, and that's basically catching up very well.
How are brands leveraging technology and data analytics to stay ahead in an increasingly competitive retail market?
I think data is the new oil, as a lot of people say. Personalization, one experience for a consumer across various formats of retail, which is brick and mortar, omni, or e-commerce or quick commerce, can only happen if there is a lot of data intelligence within the retail ecosystem. I think brands are using it well. Some brands are using it much better than some of the others. There are a lot of enablers, a lot of SaaS companies who have come and enabled, and I think it's just a beginning of that.
What trends and innovations do you foresee coming in the retail landscape in the upcoming next 3 years, and how do you see them changing the industry?
I think Omni will become more prevalent. People would like to buy and see and touch and feel, so it will be a mix of a lot of online and offline models together. Virtual reality in online models will become more and more prevalent and effective. I think these are the two big changes that will come.
One last question. What are your plans for the upcoming 2025 year?
I think we are very upbeat. We are in a situation right now where India is going through a transformative phase. Supply chain is becoming more and more interesting. It is becoming more transformative for retail brands, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dipanjan. It was lovely talking to you.